A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi wa bihi nasta'in. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Our discussion in this video is about the role and the question of where is the Bangsamoro in this geopolitical tension in South China Sea. But before that, please click subscribe in my YouTube channel. We know that the Bangsamoro or the previous sultanates in Mindanao, in the Bangsamoro, were part and parcel of the overall rivalry of the powers or European powers during colonialism. All the colonial powers in Europe uh, went to our in this region in Southeast Asia in search of glory and power. And the historians have always been saying that we cannot remove Bangsamoro in the overall equation of history. The the idea of having this conflict is that we cannot stand tall and imagine that there is no happening. We cannot deny the existing rivalry between the superpowers, namely the American empire and the emerging power of China. China has been cultivating its strengths, securing its interests around the world, and she tried uh, to diffuse the tensions in Russo-Ukrainian war and in the Middle East. She was able to unite the two rivals for so long a time. What I mean is the Republic of Iran and Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. She was also able to reconnect United Arab Emirates and the government of Syria. If you're going to dissect the situation in the West Asia or in Middle East, these four countries are really the big four of the overall conflict in the Middle East. But because of that, China was able to establish bridges in order to connect once and for all these four rivals in West Asia. And this will not be able to escape the all-seeing eye of the United States being the superpower. You know, America is still the superpower of the time. Although it had undergone a lot of crisis and misery during Trump administration, as Trump is not a politician and he was not able to maintain the power of the United States. And we saw that within the 4 years of Trump administration, Europe was uh, trying to create other ways and try to look for ways just to remove itself from the influence of United States of America. We saw during those times that Germany has been partnering with Russia. And because Germany, as the powerhouse of Europe or the European Union, it would be a great threat to the interests of United States. So in that situation, President Biden, being a political genius, was able to create an intelligence network just to create the war in Ukraine. But this would be a big thing that the sitting president of the United States could maintain its power in the overall geopolitical reality around the world. Going back to the Bangsamoro, Bangsamoro during colonial powers has been, I mean, colonial era had been trying to defend itself. We saw that the Philippines during those time were uh, area or venue of intense competition between powers, as even China. And, China was able to organize resistance against the colonial power of Netherlands, and after the Dutch were defeated in Formosa, in what is now Taiwan, uh, Chinese tried to establish a kingdom in the Philippines, in the northern part of the Philippines. The king was called Limahon, and but that was unsuccessful, and it wasn't able to establish a kingdom, the Chinese kingdom, in the northern part of the Philippines. And because of that, another power, another leader of China went on to establish or threaten to try to invade Manila, and because of this threat of the uh, uh, Chinese leader by the name of Kusinja, the forces of the Spanish kingdom were extracted in Mindanao, and that's a blessing in disguise on the Bangsamoro's part, or the Sultanate's uh, part. But because of this overall situation, there is an emerging threat on the part of uh, Netherlands or the Dutch. The Dutch were trying to establish a control in even in Mindanao. So that's why there was this kind of agreement and treaty between the Dutch and the Sultanate, especially Sultan Kudarat. And because of this, if you go back in time, the Netherlands uh, was able also to establish its independent status, as it was under the Spanish colonial power even in Europe. So that intense rivalry in Europe uh, was transferred in what is now in our area, in the Bangsamoro. So that's why we cannot we cannot remove the Bangsamoro in this overall conflict or geopolitical tensions in South China Sea. And what is more important is that we have to analyze, and we have to know where we are now, and we how do we deal with this situation, because Bangsamoro once and for all is not really it's an independent entity before. The historians would always say that. But because of this, we know that there is this emerging conflict, and there we see the realization of this in the near future. The Bangsamoro should know where they would stand, and there are suggestions and there are more analysis in my forthcoming book, Bangsamoro and the World, Past and Present. And I will be doing the online launching of the book, if that is already available. So thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.